Thank you, Honorable Minister. I actually watched your interaction with the leaders of the departments under the ministry, fire, immigration, and the NSCDC, the correctional services, when you assumed office. And I must say I commend your passion and the way you are so passionate, especially about the issue of passports, which bothers a lot of Nigerians. And I'm still going to be on that point. And my question is, how can 4 passport offices, Ikoyi, Satellite Town, Alausa, and Alimosho, serve 22 million people in Lagos? You have addressed that, but we want solutions that can start happening, because building more passport offices might take time, but we want low-hanging fruits that you can give us. That's number one. In Abuja, for example, there are just 2 for about 3.8 million people, but 4 for almost 22 million people in Lagos. And you see, there are some characters in those offices. They behave as if they are doing you a favor, as if you are not paying for this service, as if it's not our privilege. The way they treat Nigerians when you go to their office, as if we mean nothing. And I think you need to make some of them scapegoats. The acting Comptroller General of Immigration, Mrs. Wurala, she's doing her best, but a lot of people are sabotaging her. And I love the way you spoke about it. There will be no sacred cow, sir. How do you want to do this so that we can start feeling this impact? Nigerians are really suffering, especially with passport collection renewal.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your deep knowledge of the whole process. I have to tell you this very clearly. We've gone through the whole process, and one that baffles me, as you rightly said, is when people treat you, with disrepute, with disrespect. And I have said this very clearly. That's a case of double jeopardy, because they are salary earners. They are being paid based on, with taxpayers' money. So that's number one. Then number two, it's your fundamental right. It's your right, so it's not a favor. And I want to assure you, it's not going to be business as usual. When I say it's not going to be business as usual, I mean it's definitely not going to be business as usual. Because part of what we have tried, part of what we are doing now is that we are opening, what's it called, a page, on our website now. We are creating a page at the moment. I believe in the next 2 weeks it should be up. And we're also trying to, within the next couple of days, the social media handle on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook will be up. And what it means basically is that any Nigerian, if you apply for your passport, and it goes beyond 2 weeks, 2 weeks, I say, beyond 2 weeks, before your passport is issued to you, you can send us your enrollment number and the specific passport office. And there are officers now that will be delegated to that particular responsibility. And when we see any staff that is culpable, I assure you, there won't be any sacred cow. There won't be anyone, because there must be repercussions for actions. People must know that we are a country of laws. We are not in a banana republic. And I want to assure you, by the grace of God, in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President, you can be rest assured that we have taken up this task of solving this problem once and for all, and we will definitely solve it, both in the short term and in the long term. In the short term, expanding our passport offices. We don't need to build passport offices. That's what I've always said. All we need to do is it's just about infrastructure. It's about the biometric machines. It's about the scanners. It's about the fingerprint scanners. These are the things that we need. We don't need huge structures. There could be we could go into partnership. There are so many options, even with post offices, options with even some banks, a lot of different options to decentralize enrollment centers. What is important is for people to be able to be captured, to be enrolled. You don't need to go to that immigration center. So there are a lot of partnerships that we are looking at in order to make this enrollment center closer to the people. That is number one. Then number two, in the long term, we must also look at, as I said, even domestication of printing of passport booklets. It's a huge responsibility. We cannot be a country of over 200 million people, and we are not producing our own passport booklets. The president is passionate about this. He has said that an aberration has stayed for so long a period does not make it normal. You know, an abnormal situation over time doesn't turn to normalcy. The president is ready to make sure that he corrects this abnormalities. So there are a lot of things in the short term, in the mid-term, in the long term that we are actually looking at. And I assure you, for our people in Lagos, for Port Harcourt, for those areas that are densely populated, in line with the population and the request that we receive from those areas, we determine the number of passport front offices that we are going to open. We are going to expand. We are going to bring these enrollment centers closer to the people. People don't need to, not just for them to queue. People don't need to travel. People don't need to sacrifice their whole day. People don't need to waste their time. People don't need to go through pain for them to be enrolled. It's unacceptable in 2023. For crying out loud, 2023, we have told the immigration side, we are working very closely with them, and I know that they've set up a task force now, and as minister, we are overseeing them, and we are making sure we're working, collaborating with them to make sure that all these bottlenecks are cured. And also, you spoke about disrespect, you spoke about maybe some out of corruption within the process. And I will tell you this, the only way I have always said this is remove the human factor. When you remove the human factor to the barest minimum, it discourages even corruption. It discourages disrespect. So we are going to reduce that to the barest minimum, such that we make use of technology. We make use of technology, especially for those that are trying to renew their passport. They already have your biometrics, for crying out loud. We have told them that. There are so many solutions now. We have what we call contactless biometric. It's a solution that is being used in Europe. It's a solution that is being used in America for people that are trying to do renewal. So there are a lot of solutions that does not even entail you, that does not involve you going physically to centers or going through pain or whatever. So there are a lot of solutions we are trying, innovations we are trying to bring. But I assure you, we are going to bring in solutions. And these are solutions that Nigerians will be proud of in the next couple of weeks and months.